Rise up, you careless daughters that are at ease. Many days and years shall you be troubled, ye careless ones. All praises and glory be to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rechakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, and blessings to the hopeful and sincere elect. Shabbat Za'ala from GMS London camp. Got a quick upload regards to the trying times that are coming upon the earth. All hell that's getting ready to break loose in the economy on a worldwide scale, especially regarding these tariffs and so on and so forth, man. These trade wars that are going on and how it's affecting the common folk more than so-called rich. It's going to affect the bottom feeders of society, the minorities, so to speak. With these inflated prices and going into hyperinflation, like Elder Apostle Tahar just did in a recent sit down online. And this is exactly what's going on. It's another example of that from the Jasmine brand. It says beauty suppliers owners brace for price hikes due to 145% tariff on wigs and hair extensions. So you women out here, they're all about, the outward appearance, the aesthetic, so to speak. They're doing their hairs and the nails and they're putting the wigs, them rag dolls up on your head you call wigs and weaves, are getting ready to incur unbearable prices and basically how to maintain your so-called beauty, hair and beauty in society, man. Those days are dwindling. And in the time of Jacob's trouble, you women ain't going to be able to afford to get your hairs and nails did, have the manicures, pedicures, whatever, man, and get that damn stupid ass wig, that wig on your damn head, or that weave, and on your scalp, your bald scalp at that, to cover your baldness, which is a curse from Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because you women went off, going back to your predecessor Eve. She was the first basic witch on the earth that brought forth death through her transgression of the law. It's through her we all die, like it tells you in the Apocrypha, man. So she was really the first witch, man, on the face of the earth that rebelled against Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, back in the garden. And now you women are going to pay for your ill attempts to usurp authority over the man, because you're in bed with the so-called white man, your sugar daddy E. The so-called white man, the Edomites of the Bible, and they're the devil the Bible speaks of, and you're playing the part of the devil's advocate in bringing down and keeping the Israelite man in a effeminate, demasculated state, if I've even said it properly, or emasculated state, because you're in bed basically, with the so-called white man, your sugar daddy E, the serpent, the devil and Satan, that basically purpose to destroy the Israelite man, woman and child, but mainly to destroy the Israelite man because he's the head of the household, and put the woman instead in his seat, basically. That's why it talks about in Isaiah the 3rd chapter. Our children are their oppressors and women shall rule over them. It's lucky for the rambling, but in these last coming days, you women are going to experience it's lucky some hellish times, man. And that those times of comfort, that's what it talks about, you careless daughters, because you're at ease in this society. Those days of comfort and living in pleasure, so to speak, those days are limited, man, and they're gonna get shorter and shorter as the days dwindle on to the days of destruction. So yeah, man, there's hiking prices regarding these tariffs for the wigs and hair extensions. So you women, it's unaffordable at the moment right now for you women to do your hairs and nails, because they pay ridiculous prices just to maintain that shit. I mean, some of these heifers out here rely on the benefits from the government just to pay for their hair and nails. And if they ain't getting no money from the government, they through their WIC and all these EBT cards or whatever checks, that they get child benefits. They're relying on different other men to take care of them, man. That's why they have a man for every day of the week, you know. And they expect men, because they're self-entitled, proud and self-entitled. They expect men to pay for them to upstand their, hair and beauty and all of that. So the way of this society is going down the drain, and that woman pampering shit is going down the toilet pipe as well, man. So, good riddance. So I just wanted to do a quick sit down on that. Read one or two precepts and close out. It's Isaiah 3:16. Heading says, Judah's woman's denounced. Yeah, you women are plagued, man. You women are cursed, man. You women have been brought down, man. You've been plagued at the scalp, plagued in the flesh, and you're going to be plagued when all hell breaks loose ultimately in society, man. You women are going to be humbled, especially you proud heifers out there, or this feminist type mindset. If you don't need a man and you can be independent and do it all on your own, you have to keep that same energy when all hell breaks loose. And a lot of you are going to come to find out that really the man is the prize, pursuant to Isaiah 13:12. And Isaiah 4:1 is definitely going to come into play in a major way on this side of the fence before we get into the kingdom, because these women are going to definitely be in reproach, and they're going to need that security and protection from the men of the Lord. So these women are women are hypergamous. They like to chase power, man. So when they see the men of the Lord with that resounding power from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, Scripture says that our people shall be willing in the day of that power. These women are going to be drawn to that like a magnet. So one man is going to have 7 women, which means a complete number of women, Could be 7, could be 100. Who knows? But it says Isaiah 3:16, moreover, the Lord saith, because the daughters of Zion are haughty, meaning proud, and walk with stretched forth necks, and wanton, undisciplined eyes, walking and mincing as they go. And that's even to this today. Same shit, man. These women are proud as all hell, stretched forth necks, undisciplined, bragging and boasting about how many bodies they've caught, being hyenas and all of that, glamorizing being whores, walking and mincing as they go, no accountability for their wicked actions, everything's the man's fault. It says, and making a tinkling with her toe of her feet. It says, therefore the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of her head and the daughters of Zion, and the Lord will discover her secret parts. Yes, so the Lord smited the black woman's head, and that's why she suffers from hair loss, and she can't grow her hair. You got men out there that can grow their hair past their shoulders more than women can out here, because the women have been plagued from the scalp, man. The Lord said he put a scab in her head, so she can't grow her hair past the damn cheekbones, man. For the most part, like it's just always gonna remain short, that baldness, and that's why these women have to resort to wearing these long ass wigs and putting hair extensions in their head, which all that shit seeps into your skull, all them chemicals, and it stinks. And basically they brought out information regarding the scientifically how that those hair extensions and all that, it actually causes cancers and all that in your head, because all that chemical shit seeps into your, goes through your your brain, your head, basically through your brain and all of that, man. And all those chemicals cause an imbalance in your damn in your dome, so to speak. Releasing all kinds of toxins and so on and so forth. So it's the plague that you're putting upon your head. That ain't no benefit to you women wearing them damn wigs and hair extensions, man. That shit is a plague. It's a curse, man. But that's what you get for disobeying the Lord. And as I said, the comforts of this society, you women are going to lose all that anyway, especially in the time of Jacob's trouble. A lot of you ain't going to be able to get to, if they cut off the electricity and gas, there's going to be no hot water. So a lot of you are going to, ain't be able to, wash, douche yourself like you're supposed to, take care of your secret parts, so to speak, which is already, funky as all hell for the most part, especially with the nigger woman. That shit funky as all hell. And then a lot of you can't even get to a clean razor in that time to shave your damn legs and your arms and all that excess hair that you got over your arms and legs and all that shit. You know, a lot of women are starting to grow fucking sideburns and mustaches like dudes, man. You know, because of that, because they, you know, they got that curse upon their flesh. So in that time of Jacob's trouble, when you know all the shops are closing, you can't afford shit, man. You rather buy a slice of bread than buy some damn makeup. In that time period, you women are going to be a lot of women are going to be looking horrific, man. If they can't get to a razor, you know, a razor sharp, basically. It says, in that day, the Lord will take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments. And it says, and about their feet. It says, and their cords. And it says, and their round tires like the moon. The chains and the bracelets and the muffins. So you women you lost all that back then, and you're gonna lose it again, even in this time, this day and age, man. We jump down, man, because this is the time of the great humbling for you women out here. 24, and it says, and it shall come to pass that instead of a sweet smell, there shall be stink. And that's why a lot of you women, as was mentioned about dushing yourself, even when they do clean themselves, they still end up smelling like hot rocks, you know, a hot mess, because they wear all that tight clothing that they wear, and basically because the Lord cursed your flesh anyway. You know, a lot of them suffer from thrush and all these different things, because they're not letting no air and all that get through their clothing to, you know, keep their shit fresh, and stuffing all kinds of, you know, mixed fabrics or up in there, or covering it with mixed fabrics, and it becomes all, you know, overheated and fishy and all that. Oh man, even just thinking about it, it's, you know, makes you want to vomit. But that's a lot of these women suffer from that, man, especially as they get older. You know, the stink is even more corrosive, so to speak. It says, instead of a girdle or rent, yeah, a lot of these fat bitches out here, you got the Lizzos and all these big Shirley ass bitches out here, you know. A lot of these women out here, their girdle or rent, the overweight, obese, they got the rhino ankles, you know, because of the over excessive fluid and the abominations that they be eating, those fucking fish bowls of abominations that they love to eat, crab and lobster and all that shit. That shit seeps through your skin, man, comes through your pores. And that's what I wanted to mention, that when you stick all that weaving shit in your head, all that shit goes in through your pores, in your head to your brains, and it kills off your brain cells and creates cancers and all of that. So you men are just fucked all over the place, man. Internally and externally, you're fucked all over. It says, and instead of a well set hair, baldness, yeah. So the Lord created baldness for you black women out here. That's why you can't grow your hair past your eardrums, man. You can't grow your hair no matter what you try and do, no matter how long you try and put, you know, extensions and shit in your head. Your hair will never grow past a certain length, because the Lord's caused, instead of well set hair, baldness upon your head as a curse, as a reminder that you are the nigger woman that was cursed from the garden. And so there's, instead of a stomach, a girding of sackcloth and burning instead of beauty. Yeah, a lot of ugly women out here, a lot of ugly heifers, young and old. You know, especially these big Shirleys, man. A lot of these women are coming out looking like hybrids and shit, all bigger than Jakes, man. Looking like 6 foot something basketball players. Big shoulders and all that, big neck, big arms, big faces and shit. Big ass fucking calves and shit. And, you know, just looking too manly, man. Looking too masculine, man. You know, that's not how a woman's supposed to look or present herself, man. That's a curse as well. It says that thy men shall fall by the sword, and that's what's going to be happening. A lot of these men that you love and desire, the so-called niggas of this world, the 1%, or whatever you want to call them, they're going to be dropping dead. Especially a lot of men that are going to be getting put forth for conscription to go and fight in this new Third World War over there in the Middle East. They're going to go over there to the barren lands of Saudi Arabia and all of that, or anywhere else they're being going to be shipped over, and they're not going to make it back to the shores of America, you know, because that's the place where they're going to be buried, basically. It says, and die mighty in the war, yeah. So old and young men are going to be dying in this Third World War, before and during, you know. It says, and her gates shall lament and mourn. So this is going to be the time of the great humbling for you women out here, you heifers out there, man. It says, and she being desolate shall sit upon the ground. Yeah, you women are gonna be humbled, man, because you've been walking around aimlessly, with mad liberty to gather abroad and do your own thing, so to speak. And as I said, there's no recourse for your actions. You women, lack accountability for everything you do, especially in wickedness, man. You always want to blame someone else for your evil deeds, your wicked behavior. But you're gonna pay, because the Lord remembers all. The Lord said He requires that which is past. So you women are gonna get your own judgments, man, especially in these last days, man. Ezekiel 9:4 tells you to slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children and women. So you old, young women, young maids, and old women as well are going to be slaughtered in these last days by way of them death angels, man. You just have to watch this space. This is Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women now at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. I roughly paraphrased it from the beginning of the sit down. I didn't say it word for word, but quoted it. And this is true, man. You women are going to be catching all timely hell, man, because you women have been walking aimlessly and carelessly. This is your kingdom, basically. You with the so-called white men are the ones that benefited off this wicked ass system the most. All the vagina worshipping and all that. The black woman is God and all this madness that these folk out here actually believe. It's crazy. And it just shows how foolish our people are, man. And always trying to pedestalize women. But in the kingdom of heaven, men are going to be the ones pedestalized, because, you women have had your adorning, so to speak, which is off. So when the order is reestablished, like the heavenly orders, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, man and then woman, and that's going to be established in the kingdom. So the man's the one who's going to be exalted and adored and adorned, and the women are going to be put in her place underneath the man, and not exalted like they are in this wicked ass society. So many days and years shall you be troubled, you careless women, for the vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. Yes, so when the work is all done and all that, no more work in Egypt, storehouses is empty and all of that, and you got to pay these skyrocketing prices just for fucking wigs and hair extensions, rather than eating food or feeding your kids. You're going to have to make that split decision. A lot of you women are not going to be able to afford it, man. Many days and years shall you be troubled. That's the time of Jacob's trouble, man. And these are the beginning of sorrows right now. The vintage shall fail, the gathering shall not come. So all your efforts make a career of yourself on this side, it's all going to be, short-lived. It's futile. It says, tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So once again, your Lord's going to humble you. You're going to be in a mournful state more than ever before. The Lord going to humble you women out here, man, because you've been walking around so proud and careless that you need to be humbled in a major way. So that's why the Lord said, make you bare and gird sackcloth upon your loins. So you're going to be a state of mourning, state of humbling. And you're going to rely on a man to protect you and, secure you in that time. And if you don't, then you're going to have to be out there for yourself, for the wolves to tear. Because a woman can't fend for herself. They're known as the weaker vessel for a reason. That's why you need a man, because he's really the true head of the household, man. He's the alpha, so to speak. It says, they shall lament for the teats and for the pleasant fields, for the fruitful vine. So, this is coming, man. Oh, chaos. And all these proud women out here that was talking shit against the men of the Lord, talking shit against the Hebrew Israelites, talking crazy about Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushua in general, you're going to have to eat them words, man. Every word that comes out of your mouth should be held accountable. That's man and woman. This is Micah 7:10. And she that is mine enemy shall see it. So the nigger woman is our number one enemy, man. She's partaking in number one in our enemy, as well as the other nations, man. But the nigger woman's up there. So-called white man's up there, and the nigger woman is up there. She's one of our main enemies, man. Then she that is mine enemy, I'm talking about against the Israelite man, shall see it. It says, and shame shall cover her, which saith unto me, where is the Lord thy power? And these women always doubt in the Lord, man. They have no faith. Job's wife doubted the Lord. Lot's wife doubted the Lord. It's always the women, man, coming up short, man, when it comes to faith, man. They're faithless dogs. That goes into the word femina, where you get the word feminine or, femina, which means no faith or without faith. And that's you, these women. They always got contention or, questioning the Lord, until when shit hits the fan and the first thing they're screaming is, oh my God. That's the first thing they're going to scream. So where is the Lord thy power? It says, mine eyes shall see, but shall behold her, Slakia. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the street. So a lot of you going to get dragged by a damn weave and them damn wigs in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, by the martial law troops and by men in general, man. A lot of women are going to be getting ravished, in these last days, because it's going to get lawless out here, man. The purge type season, it's definitely the season, and in that time period, it's going to get lawless and heartless, man, more than ever. Men are going to do what they need to do to survive, even if it means taking another man's woman and so on and so forth, man, which is wickedness anyway. But it's going to get that fucking lawless and wicked out here, It says the love of many shall wax cold, though iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold, man. So crazy judgments are getting ready to unfold in this place, and a lot of you women are going to be affected more than others, Because as I said, you're the weaker vessel, so you got to watch to see what's going to happen with these damn tariffs, even though they might, put a quell in it for now. But either way, Jacob's trouble is still going to ensue. So, you women are gonna, you women ain't ready for what's coming, man. This is why the Lord's only dealing with the elect men. So anyway, with that, I want to close out, give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba Hashem, Rachakodash, Shalom to hopeful and sincere elect.